It's late, but we did it. The engine is back in the engine bay. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna finish where we left off from last week's video. We're gonna get the transmission onto the engine, we're gonna get the engine into the vehicle, and we're gonna try and mock up the turbo and see how it will look in the engine bay. First things first, we're gonna start by replacing this throwout bearing. In order to do that, we gotta take off this rubber piece right here. And to release the fork, all you gotta do is push down on it. That will release the bearing. And you just pull it right off. Then you might wanna pull the fork off too, which should just pop right out. Nice and easy. This spring pivots on the ball in the transmission, so we wanna make sure this is in place properly because you're gonna have a bad time if it's not sitting properly. Just gonna grab a rag and clean off the shaft. Now we will be re-greasing the shaft with new grease, but you know, just want to keep it nice and clean so there's no dirt in there. And it's okay to clean up the ball too. We'll put some grease on the ball as well. Now you just grab some grease. I'm using some leftover wheel bearing grease. Just take some, put it on the spline shafts. Make sure they're nice and lubed up. Put a little bit on the ball. I mean, doesn't really need it that much, but doesn't hurt. This just ensures that the throwout bearing slides smoothly along the shaft. We have the new throwout bearing right here. I'm gonna put some grease on the inside of that as well. To put it on is pretty easy. You're gonna put the fork through the hole, put the bearing onto the shaft, slide the fork into the prongs here. Just make sure the spring on the fork snaps onto the ball so the spring is secure, and it works just like that. Now comes the fun part, getting the two mated together. This is not a solo job. I highly recommend you have a buddy helping you. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone at the moment, so you guys get to watch me struggle as I get the transmission onto the engine. Bad idea wearing white pants for this. There's no way I'm gonna do this by myself on the ground. So I'm gonna get the engine in the air with the engine hoist, and we're gonna do it in the air. We're gonna put the cover on just to protect all the valves. I just spent a whole lot of time looking for suitable mounting points to lift this thing. I use this bolt right here, which seems to be a pretty solid point to lift. And I secured it on this side as well, with the bolt all the way in as far as it can go. Now it's time to get this tranny on with the help of my trusty jack. That was way easier than anticipated. Day 2. We ran out of time yesterday, so we're gonna continue to get this motor back in the car. Let's start by getting the transmission secured. this side. And now we'll just make sure they're secured. Stuff like this, I always like to talk to RFT. And if you don't know what RFT means, really fucking tight. All right, now we're gonna get the mount secured. So this mount sits on the transmission right here. We have the bolts in place so we didn't lose them. So we're just gonna remove them and get the mount sat there. So we got the boot for the slave cylinder back on. We got the mounts on. I think it's about time we get this back in the engine bay.
2 hours later.
It's late, but we did it. The engine is back in the engine bay, all mounted up. So I'm gonna let you guys know exactly how I did it. Essentially, I lowered the engine down, and the first thing I did is get this bolt secured to this mount back here. Just the top bolt is probably the longest bolt that you'll have for the mounts. So this top one on the top of the transmission bell housing right next to the starter. And then once I had that attached, it kind of was like the leveling point. And then I lowered the engine pretty far down. And then I took my jack and put it underneath here, and I was able to jack this up because the engine hoist unfortunately wasn't able to hold the engine steady. I should have moved it a little more, but it was already in the air, so I wasn't gonna redo it. So it was a little angled, kind of like this, where the transmission side was down farther than the timing side. So I lowered it really far down, and then I jacked the transmission side up, and that caused this to line up pretty much perfectly and level out the engine. Got that bolt in, and then this was a breeze. We just got this mount on, and it sits perfectly. The engine is back in. Now, I'd like to say the hard part is over, but I'm pretty sure it's only just beginning. But once again, it's far too late to do anything. And I really want to start getting this thing back together and getting everything put back and ready to go. So I think that's what we're going to focus on next, is just connecting everything back together, getting it ready to run on its own power. And then once we have almost everything back together, then we'll do the mock-up of the turbo and see exactly how we're gonna position this. This is my first time, so I wanna make sure all the basics are put back properly before we get into the fun stuff. This is the budget build giveaway, so I am giving this car away at the end of the build. If you wanna win this car, all you have to do is sign up to the email list on the website, ratedgtr.store. Be subscribed to the channel, like and comment on our videos, and that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.